My name is Lena Harper. I was 16, and the night my life went up in smoke began with one sentence. "Pack your junk," my father said. "You'll be back begging in a month." 11 years later, they would be the ones begging me to answer. But that night, I was just a kid with paint on my fingers and hope dumb enough to ask for approval. I'd been accepted to the City School of Fine Arts across town, the kind of place people like us only saw in brochures. I ran home clutching the letter like it could pull me out of our kitchen for good. My mother read the heading and laughed without warmth. "Fine arts? You think smearing colors is a future?" Before I could speak, she tore the envelope and the letter into strips. White scraps floated down. My throat closed. Dad didn't sit. He pointed at my portfolio, years of sketches stacked in a bent binder. "Pre-med," he said. "Like we planned. Or you're on your own. No house, no money, no family. Choose." My hands shook so hard I hid them in my sleeves. Every instinct screamed to apologize. Instead, I tasted blood where I'd bitten my tongue and forced the words out. "Then I'm on my own." His face went cold. "Good." He yanked the front door open so violently the frame rattled, and when I stepped out, he slammed it hard enough to make the porch light flicker. I stood on the cracked sidewalk with one backpack and my sketchbook hugged to my ribs, the torn acceptance letter tucked inside like contraband. I walked into the dark, feeling my childhood snap behind me like a cut wire, and I didn't look back. I crashed on Marisol's couch with my backpack. In the dark, I kept unfolding the shredded acceptance letter, smoothing its torn seams until the paper stopped snagging my thumb. A week later, I stepped onto the City School of Fine Arts campus, exhausted. The studios smelled of turpentine and damp canvas, and nobody laughed when I said I wanted to paint. I rented a room in a share and took night shifts at a diner where the coffee boiled. In Foundations, a classmate named Reed Calder studied my charcoal sketch, two shadowed adults over a small figure, and said, "Don't soften it." That night, I dreamed my mother fed my canvases into a fireplace, smiling as colors curled into ash. I woke sweating, drew the scene in my sketchbook, and painted it the next day until my fingers cramped. The piece drew eyes. Then my scholarship vanished from the portal. Withdrawn, under my name. A clerk confessed someone had called, pretending to be me. I changed every password and began a journal, dates, screenshots, every line they'd ever used to pin me down. At the mid-year show, my 3-canvas set, Inheritance, hung under lights. My mother arrived in black silk and hissed, "Is this how you paint us?" She reached toward the canvas. "Don't touch it," I said. Reed stepped in, polite and immovable. "Her work stays." She fled. 2 nights later, a police car rolled beside me. "Missing minor," the officer said. "My parents' report." By dawn, I'd signed the form that proved I was safe. Back in my room, I taped a flyer into my journal. Truth and Consequences. I stretched a fresh canvas and began to paint them as they were. Truth and Consequences opened in a converted warehouse, bright white walls under merciless light. My portrait hung center. My parents' faces cracked like porcelain, our old house sinking behind them. 16-year-old me walking toward a blank, glowing canvas. In the paint, I'd tucked Dad's gold watch and Mom's pearl necklace. Quiet proof. That morning, an email arrived. A legal threat with my father's clipped signature. I forwarded it to the organizers and slid my journal into my tote, pages packed with dates, screenshots, and names. They showed up in evening clothes at noon, as if Shine could rewrite history. Recognition hit them hard. Dad stormed over, jaw shaking. "Take it down." "It's a painting," I said. "But if you want to argue facts, I have evidence." I tapped the journal. The scholarship call, the missing person report, witnesses, pick a courtroom. He opened his mouth, then saw the crowd edging closer, phones lifting. He swallowed the words. When the judges announced the grand prize, my name rang out. The grant check was heavy in my palm. Clean, mine. At the mic, I said, "This is what happens when control wears the mask of love." And I didn't look back. 11 years later, my studio phone flared. 99 missed calls from their old number. I answered on the 100th. Hospital noise. Dad's voice, thin. "We need help." I'm not your safety net, I said, but I won't let you drown. I gave my lawyer's number and a foundation's name. No forgiveness today, just a boundary. When I hung up, my hands shook, then steadied around a brush.